Welcome back to Predicting the NFL with Mickey G. It is your host, yours truly, Mickey G. And last week we did pretty good again. We went 10-3. Solid performance. Same amount of losses last week, except we had 3 less games to work with. So solid week for sure. Game of the week we actually did get correct. It's our first after 3 straight L's. Upset incorrect. That's our 4th straight in a row. Crap fest wrong. 2 straight in a row wrong there. Jersey team though, 3rd win in a row. 3rd win in a row against the Giants specifically. But what's this I got on? Oh, might be the Giants. Jersey pick, I was correct in that as well. That's our 3rd straight once again because of the Giants. On the season now, we are 133-75, so we're doing really solid. And I did look into it, and so far at this part of the season, we have the best record we've ever had. It's best by 1 game, just above for 2017 season, which is still the mark we're trying to beat. So we got to keep watching that. 6-8 now in games of the week, 4-10 in upsets, 5-9 in crap fests. Teams are 8-6 when I wear the jersey. And my picks are also 8-6. Overall, for week 14, I'm 58-35. I'm 4-1 in the game of the week, 2-3 in upsets, 3-2 in crap fests, and that was the first jersey game we've done, and I got that correct as we know. So that's enough of that. Let's talk about how last week went. The Jags actually found themselves another victory. They beat the Titans, which I now am convinced is the worst team in the league because they lost to the Mac Jones Jaguars, especially even when Mac Jones threw 2 picks as well. Just disappointing performance from the Titans. They stink even worse than I originally thought. The Steelers beat the Browns. I thought that was going to be an easy one for them, and it was. They won by almost 2 touchdowns, so that wasn't close. The Dolphins with an overtime win on the back of Jonnu Smith. 2 straight Jonnu Smith screen passes on that final drive for the Dolphins to win in overtime, and then I believe he caught the touchdown pass as well. So just a really big Jonnu Smith masterclass on that final drive. The Chiefs won a 2-point victory over the Chargers, pretty much what I expected. The Buccaneers beat up on the Raiders, pretty much as I expected. The Rams beat the Bills. Not at all what I expected. I expected the Rams defense to be bad. They were. They allowed 42 points. But the Bills defense was really what disappointed me. They looked awful. They couldn't stop anything. Just ridiculous defensive play. Josh Allen had 3 rushing and 3 passing touchdowns. I think it was the first time anyone did that in like a regular season or something like that. Bengals beat the Cowboys in what was way closer than it should have been. And Jamar Chase pretty hard carried that one. Had almost every reception of a pass that was thrown and pretty much all their yards as well. He kind of went crazy. The Lions squeak past the Packers, man. Wasn't a terrible pick as the upset, but Lions did get it, so I still get the L for that one. The Vikings completely smashed the Falcons. 5 touchdowns, I believe, for Sam Darnold. Went crazy, and Kirk Cousins is looking bad. 4 weeks in a row, no touchdowns, and 8 picks combined. So they need to figure that out. They're still playing him. They're not playing Penix. A lot of people wanted to see Penix. I kind of want to see Penix, even as a big Kirk lover. He's just not been performing the last couple weeks, and they still have a chance at the playoffs. They might want to try something. I hate to bench Kirk. He gave him all that money, and I am a big fan, but kind of want to see what Penix can do, man. I kind of really want to see that. The Saints beat the Giants in what was a close one, and Derek Carr injured. Not sure if he's out or not. You'll see in whatever thing I float on the screen. The Eagles squeak past the Panthers, a close victory there for them. Xavier Legette dropped a pass that would have given them the touchdown they needed to go ahead and probably win, but he dropped it, and unfortunately they do lose. Would have loved that upset, though. Would have been great. The Seahawks smashed the Cardinals. Not a close one at all. And the 49ers smashed the Bears. Once again, not close at all. And I'm so glad they did it like that. Is Shanahan back? Who knows? We'll see. But that's how last week went. So let's talk about this week and make some predictions. First on the list here, we have the Dolphins at the Texans. Texans coming off a bye here. That gives them a bit of a boost. And Dolphins looked bad against the Jets, who I think are terrible. So I'm going to go with the Texans here. I haven't been loving them this year, but off the bye, I think they should be able to get it. Next is the Bengals at the Titans. The Titans looked awful. They lost to the Jags last week. The Bengals also bad, but I'm going to give the Bengals the edge here. I think they can go out there and beat them. The Titans are awful, but the Bengals can at least beat bad teams. Titans can't even do that. All right, they just beat the Texans somehow. I don't know how they did that. The Jets at the Jaguars. This is our crap fest of the week. That's right, putting the Jags in the crap fest 2 weeks in a row. And I'm picking the Jets, but here's why. The Jags are undefeated in crap fests this season, okay? So I think I've picked against them both times as well, so I'm going to do it again. Chiefs at the Browns. Browns are bad. They're not as bad as they were when they had Deshaun Watson at QB, but they're still not good. And the Chiefs are still the best team in the league, I think. It doesn't matter, okay? I don't care if every game is a single 1-point victory. If you can't beat them, you can't beat them. So let's see what they do in the playoffs, and it'll probably be a different story. But no matter what, they're still my Super Bowl favorites until they lose in the playoffs. The Colts at the Broncos. Broncos coming off a bye, so are the Colts, but the Colts are bad. Not a fan of them, and I think and hope that the Broncos DBs are back healthy. At least one of them is. Not that it's going to totally matter. They should be able to beat the Colts anyways, but I'm going with the Broncos in this one. Next is the Ravens at the Giants. Jersey game of the week, folks. What are we thinking? Giants L. Let's go 4 weeks in a row, 4 jersey picks in a row. I'm going with the Ravens. This is an easy one. The Giants stink, man. They're awful. So Ravens should easily get this victory. Buccaneers at the Chargers. Buccaneers, great game last week. They're back. They have Evans back. They're rolling. Their run game has been doing really well. Shot away with a big game. Chargers, though, tough loss last week. They're hoping McConkey is back. We'll see. They're at home, which I do like for them, and I still think they're good. I just think certain teams like the Chiefs are kind of their kryptonite. So I am going to go with the Chargers here in this one. I think it's going to be close, though, and it could go either way. I'm just going with the home team in this one. If it was in Tampa, I probably would have gone with them. Next is the Patriots at the Cardinals. Patriots off a bye. Speaking of the Patriots, Bill Belichick is now the head coach of the UNC football team. So the Tar Heels have a new head coach, and it's Mr. Old Bill. The Cardinals, they looked bad last week, but they're playing the Patriots, who are also bad. So Cardinals should be able to get this one. Next is the Bills at the Lions. This is going to be a good one. I'm calling it our upset of the week. I'm doing it again. I'm picking against the Lions. Go Bills. I know. What is he thinking? He's going to lose it again. But here's the thing. I don't think the Bills are going to have as bad of a defensive performance 2 weeks in a row. I can't see that happening, but I can see them, especially against that very, very injured Lions defense, going out there and putting up a lot of points. So it's going to be interesting for sure, but I think the Bills can get this one. Next is the Steelers at the Eagles. This is our game of the week. Battle of PA, baby. I want to pick the Steelers so bad, but this seems like a very losable game for them. I think this is going to be another close one, down to the wire kind of thing for these two teams, but I'm going to go with the Eagles. I don't like picking the Eagles, but I've been picking against them way too much, and it's been hurting me, and I already picked the Lions to lose, so got to pick the Eagles to win if I want to keep those victory numbers up, so I'm going to go with them, unfortunately. Next is the Falcons at the Raiders. I think this is going to be a get-right game for Kirk Cousins, all right? The Raiders are awful. They're terrible. I don't even know if they know who their quarterback is, okay? AOC got dragged off the field last game. I think they're saying he's fine and back. It was like something goofy, a bruise or something. I don't know. But Doesn't matter. All right, this is a Monday night game, which is gross, by the way. But I still think the Falcons can get this one. They're the better team, and if they want to stay in that divisional race, they gotta win this football game. So I think they can do it. I think Kirk comes out there, and I think he has a big game. Next is the Rams at the 49ers. Rams, big win last week. 49ers, also a big win last week. This is our Thursday night game, and I honestly think the Niners get it. I'm going home team here. The Rams won the last one in LA. I don't think that happens again. I think the 49ers take this one. Both coming off big victories, and both are still well alive in this division. That division's ridiculous, man. And Niners, I think they can go out there and get it. Next is the Washington Commanders at the New Orleans Saints. Washington coming off a bye. Saints potentially without Derek Carr. We saw how they looked without him before. It's not great. Washington's getting this one. Next is the Cowboys at the Panthers. Cowboys are not good. Panthers have been so close. They've been actually playing just tough opponents, and that's why they've been losing. So I think they can actually go out there and win this one. This is a big win for the Panthers if they can get it. Bryce Young and not looking too shabby the last few weeks, and I think that continues here, and I think he can beat Cooper Rush. Next is the Packers at the Seahawks. This was a close game of the week opponent here. Seahawks been kicking it into high gear. They're leading the division right now, and they want to stay that way. The Packers, they're falling down a little bit, falling behind Vikings and Lions. I think the Packers can lock it in here, though. I think they're the better team. I think they're in the tougher division. And so I think they're going to go out against a team that is good, but I just don't think they're great. And I think the Packers have that potential. I think they're just in that tough division, like I said. So Packers getting this one. Next is the Bears at the Vikings. Bears are bad. Vikings had 5 touchdowns last week from Sam Darnold, so Vikings are getting this one. All right, this one's also Monday night. Is it another Monday night doubleheader? Oh, that's so stupid. What are we doing? Anyways, I know which game I'm watching. Honestly, neither of them. Both should not be close. Vikings getting this one should not be close. And that's all for this week. No buys. I think we're done with buys finally. Wish we were done with buys last week because I lost some fantasy football games because I had guys on buys and it was the playoffs. Who puts the playoffs when there's still buys going? What the heck? But yeah, that's all for this week. Thanks for stopping by. Smash like, subscribe, and I'll see you next week.